Hey guys, welcome to State of Truth. I know it's been a few weeks since I've been online and I've missed you guys. Um, as you all know, State of Truth is about bullying, it's about corrupt officials, all the good stuff. Anyway, I hope you subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, if you have anything that you might want to hear about, talk about, please let me know. I will consider it and I will do my best to cover anything that you want covered. I will go out and talk to officials or whatever you want me to do. So if you will join me and let me know, it would be a great opportunity. Anyway, today's topic involves corrupt officers. Um, I'm not sure if I told you before, but we have some corrupt officers here in Lauderdale County. We had a corrupt sheriff, and the African American people tried to have something done about some of his choice words. And of course, our county did nothing. He remained the sheriff, and, we helped picket. We even picketed in front of his house. But of course, this being a small town in Lauderdale County, they did nothing. And, and then we have corrupt cops. One individual is an officer by the name of Stephen Coward. Um, he come to my home before on some petty stuff and knocked me backwards holding my grandson. And that same night, I went to the sheriff's house, the same sheriff that I just previously spoke of, and filed a formal complaint. Went to the sheriff's department after I spoke with him at his home, filed a formal complaint, written formal complaint. Well, of course, instead of doing anything to this officer, they come at me and somehow charged me with what was it? Um, like evading arrest. I can't think of the name right now. Um, but anyway, and I wasn't even in trouble, and it was all he come after me because I reported him for hitting me with a small child, in my arms, and needless to say, he put several charges on me because he knew it would scare me. So therefore, when we went to court, there was a plea out. So this could be all said, done, over with. Because here in Lauderdale County, it's about who you know, and your word against the cops is null and void. So therefore, I did take a plea, but only because I was being framed, and the county chose not to protect the victim. They made him out to be a victim. Now, mind you, he is an Army vet, he is a cop resisting arrest. There you go. That's the word I was thinking about. But anyway, um, it's crazy, how these cops can get by with so much. They beat innocent people, they chase people down. And I was watching the news this morning in Memphis. They chased one boy down and talking about a stolen vehicle, and the boy died. And then come to find out, it wasn't even a stolen auto. These cops are letting the badge go to their heads. You do have, like I said before, you do have good cops. I have, some friends that are cops. But you have the corrupt ones that nothing gets done to. Now, this individual, Officer Stephen Coward, that I mentioned before, um, after or it might have been right before the sheriff retired and a new sheriff took over. He got promoted to investigator. Crooked cop turns investigator. That's just what our county needs. And then we have another investigator that's in Lauderdale County, and this one pulls females over. I've talked to several females here in Lauderdale County, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's pulled me over, and as long as I give him my phone number or agree to go on a date with him, he dismisses it." And these are the two investigators that Lauderdale County have. So what do people do? There's social media, of course. There's YouTube, and the more that it's out there, the more followers that I have that I can get this information out there to, the more that we can get things done. I myself cannot do it on my own. It takes a village, so to speak. Um, it's like the bullying when my child was younger. She was stalked by one boy. She was bullied to the extent of she tried to take her own life. And when I went to the juvenile court system here in Lauderdale County to ask them for help, their reply was, children do not have the same rights as adults do. Now, there's something wrong with that picture, because if an adult can go get an order of protection, if they can go get a restraining order, then why can we not protect these children? They should have every right that an adult has. When they're being stalked, when they're being harassed, when they're being bullied, there's something wrong with this picture. There's something wrong with this world, because our children, this generation coming up, that is who will lead us into the future. And when you have these children that have been bullied to such an extreme to they're so depressed, and that's all that's on their mind, what do they have left in their mind, to want to become a better person, to want to become a productive person in society that's going to say, hey, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be this or that. You want these children to have a good mindset, and if you have corrupt individuals that refuse to help these children, or if you have corrupt cops that is not going to help the children, that actually hits a person with a child in their arms, you know, you can't get help anywhere. Because with me and mine, when I tried to get help with the officer abusing me and my grandchild, I contacted the representative for Tennessee, Chris Hurt, and he referred me to the DA's office, of course. So where do you think that got me? Nowhere. So, people, my thing is, things have got to change. And for it to change, we all need to get together, or band together. I love people in general. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. And to me, protecting them means everything. It's sad, when we're talking about bullying. Excuse me. When we're talking about bullying, my grandson is autistic, and I just got him put back on the sped bus. They had my autistic grandchild, and I've argued and argued and argued with the Board of Education and the school about this point of him being autistic, ADHD, and all the above, that he's not going to sit still in a seat without a seatbelt. And then he picks up such vulgar language from these other children. And so, in turn, the bus driver that bullies the children on top of kids bullying, my grandson was climbing under the seats and actually threw, his boot that he had on towards the bus driver. The bus driver wasn't driving at the time. And, he was wrong for that. But he is, like I said, he's autistic. And I had went rounds with the school about him being on the sped bus, because on the sped bus, they have an extra person on there to help. They are buckled in, because I've witnessed this bus driver letting these children hang out the windows. They're going down a highway, hanging out the windows. They're cussing people in their vehicles, and he's just driving along on his merry little way. And he's the adult on the bus. The adult should say, hey, you kids need to sit down. It's unsafe to be standing up, and you don't need to be hollering out the windows, da 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 da. Okay, that's point blank. He's the adult. So, with my grandson doing this, he got kicked off the bus before I got him put in his bed. Kicked off the bus for 20 days. An autistic child, something that he cannot control. If you know anything about phone ringing, answer machine will get it. But if you know anything about kids with special needs, they need structure, they need guidance. They have to have a certain way, like the seat belts, car seat, whatever. They need the adult figure to step in and make sure things are like they're supposed to be, because the kids are not gonna listen and sit still. Okay, to me, 20 days was a little excessive, especially when the bus driver puts on there he's been wrote up 3 times, but yet I only received one report. And that's where it comes in with me talking about the adults being the bullies, you know, or you're allowing other children to bully children that you just don't care for, and that is wrong on so many levels, because children are children, and they need the guidance. They need somebody to show them that, hey, I care, I just want your safety. I want, if there's something wrong, you should be able to come to me, talk to me. That's the way it should be. But unfortunately, the way this world is nowadays, you don't have that. The school system fails our children. The Board of Education, of course, fails our children. Um, the officers fail our children. They fail the adults, so they're going to fail the children. Um, you know, speaking of Board of Education, I called them last week because I've told you about all the bullying with not just my grandson, which he's not even on that bus anymore, but my 12-year-old daughter that is on that bus that still gets bullied, and they've tried to shove her out of a moving bus at the back door, and the bus driver having to stop and close the door. And when I confronted him, he's talking about it was a malfunction in the door. Don't play me for stuck on stupid, because I'm not. I promise you that. And I know I have spoken about that before. It just really irks me that people like that driving our children around, and when parents complain, nothing gets done at all. And when I went to the Board of Education 2 weeks ago and spoke with them about everything going on and asked them, hey, is there another bus that she can ride? Because there's nothing but issues on this bus. I'm not the only parent complaining. We have a teacher, cop, husband, and wife, that's complained about this bus driver. I've had another parent also that's complained about the bus driver hitting his small elementary child. This Another parent complained about the bus driver because the bus driver is on the bus with all these children carrying a gun. Now, mind you, I believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe you have a right to protect your home, your children, yourself, whatever. I do not believe you should be the only adult driving a school bus with a bus full of children carrying a loaded weapon. Even your right to carry does not count having a loaded weapon on a bus with children. Anything can happen, especially nowadays where we're having so many school shootings. And I can guarantee you, most of those school shootings have come from kids that were bullied. Because, like Lauderdale County, people chose to ignore, people chose not to do anything to help that child. Now, maybe not all, but I guarantee you most was bullied children because they felt like they had nowhere to turn. And that's a crying shame. You can't turn to the cops because they're corrupt. You can't turn to the juvenile system because they claim that the children don't have the same rights as adults do. You can't turn to the Board of Education because they're not going to do anything. Like I was saying about the Board of Education and me calling 2 weeks ago about the bus, they told me, I'll get back with you. I'm going to find out if we can get another bus, da da da, da da da. Guess what? No phone call. I called them again last week. I got voicemail. Okay, I left a voicemail. Please call me back. Let me know if you found out anything, about a different bus. Never called me back. To this day, they still have not called me back. And I do have it on recording where I called them and left a message. I even had to call twice because I messed up when I called and didn't leave my whole phone number. So I had to call back and give the secretary my phone number. When you get caught up and you're busy, you make mistakes. But uh, it's my whole point is just crazy. I hope that I can have uh, a lot of viewers come to me and have suggestions of what they want me to cover, what they want me to talk about, and I'll be having hosts, maybe a few episodes down the road. I'm still getting all this started and going. I've got music that is somewhere in the process of being made, um about one of the sweet kids that I've seen grow up. And so I'm waiting on that song. That will go, with my live also. Because I don't want to be accused of copywriting. I don't want that. You know, Even if we get on here one day and we just cut up, that's fine with me. If you just want to talk and, if it pertains to, something you just feel like you need to talk about, if it's bullying, if it's something that's happened to you with, government officials, or, please reach out and let me know, please, because I promise you I will cover it. I will find out about it. I will dig into as much as I need to dig into to find out, about the topic. Um, and if you live in Lauderdale County, if there's something or something you've seen, you know, if you can let me know, I'll investigate it. Um, if you want to be kept confidential, I will do that. That is your right. If you would like to join me on a show, we can do that. Um, like I said, I want to hear from you, and I hope that I come across as someone you can talk to, because that's all I mean. I really want to be there for people. I want to put the knowledge out there for everyone. You know, people need to know what's going on, because a lot of people, like around here, it's like they have blinders on. And if it's not that, it's they choose to ignore, because they're like, oh, he's a good friend of mine. There's no way he would do that. But you're wrong, because people have experienced it. I personally have experienced it. It if you have those topics, or if you have stories about Department of Children's Services taking your children, or shall I say, kidnapping your children, and they do it for profit because they get a lot of money. And that's on each child. Now, I also am personally aware of how that goes, because I've adopted my niece. I'm raising my grandson. I've raised my children, but yet we have a problem getting my husband's 3 kids. Now, this is Lauderdale County for you. They choose who they want to choose. And all they do is steal people's children. I've seen many parents, and I've watched them cry. I've cried with them, that did not abuse their children. They did not do drugs, and they had their children taken. For what reason? Because you didn't like them. They wasn't rich enough. You know, I've seen teachers, nurses, numerous people that's in the professions, that a doctor reported something that they thought was wrong, and it wouldn't even be that. But DCS chooses to ignore. They want you to jump through hoops. They want you to go do their hair follicle. They want you to do their drug test. And people, let me tell you, do not do it. That is their labs, their tests, and they will falsify them. There, on Facebook, there's a very good lady on there that's been fighting against DCS. She was an attorney. Her name is Connie Reguli, and she's up by Nashville. They framed her because she was fighting against DCS, and they disbarred her. Wonderful lady. And she has a Facebook group page called the Family Forward Project. I'm on her group page. I admire her. She has stuck her neck out for parents, and she did not deserve what she got. And I pray for her, and I hope that she gets her bar license back, and whatever she wishes to do, because she still is fighting the fight, and see, these are some of the things that, that I plan to cover. I'm going to start breaking them down, where one day it'll be just about bullying. Another time it'll be just about government corruption. Another time it would be, the DCS covering. Whatever it is, I hope that I hear from you. And I hope that we can talk and, you can share your stories or, give me something you want me to investigate. And like I said, I will do it. Um, I'm not the type of person to sit back and just watch abuse. I can't. That it's hard to watch something like that. And I'm sorry, I kind of get emotional with that. But, I want us to even get on here and have fun, have a few laughs or, whatever. Like, one of my last videos was the truck and tractor pull. I wanted to do that to give you guys some fun. I will do that again, whether we go fishing, hey, we can go fishing and I can video that and, see, watch the kids fish. Or, it's just an example. You know what I mean. But I do want to have fun. I want to cover, much needed topics. And you got to excuse me, my allergies are acting up. Um, I haven't had my allergy medicine. But anyway, uh, I'm really glad that a lot of you have gotten on here and you've liked some of my videos and ones that subscribed. I'm still only at like 5 subscribers. Come on, everybody. I need some subscribers. Anyway, I do hope that you join me. Um, you're in my living room in my home. As you can tell, I like camo. I'm a country girl. But anyway, um, please subscribe to State of Truth. The more viewers I have, the more the stories get out there, and I want your stories out there. I want my family and friends' personal stories that I know about out there. Um, because I promise you, I'll go pull their police record. I don't care. I will pull it. I don't care if it's a judge. I don't care if it's a cop. I don't care who it is. If it's somebody that is corrupt, you damn well better believe I'm going to cover it. I will find it. I will track it down. And I've watched too many people be bullied into a corner that I'm sick of it. And I refuse to sit in a corner like baby sit in a corner on Dirty Dance. But anyway, I'm being goofy, y'all. Anyway, um, I do want to be here for my viewers. Um, it's hard to get on here and just talk, without getting, acknowledgement, or questions, sent to me, because I want to answer any questions that you have. You know, if you want to know how I got started, if you want to know, I know a little bit about the law, so, if you need something answered like that, if I don't know, I'll find out. I do know when it comes to DCS. Let me give you a few pointers, while we're on this subject. By law, and it would be perfect if you have a Ring doorbell or any kind of, camera system, because by law, when they come to your home, you do not have to let them in your home. If you even crack your door to acknowledge them, you give them reason to enter, because then they say, "Oh, I see this, or this." So that gives them probable cause. Best thing to do is talk through your camera. And if you have an attorney, tell them, contact your attorney. That does not make you guilty of anything. That just makes sure they don't twist your words. They don't lie about what's being said. And if they catch you in the yard or you do decide you want to talk to them, please, people, always record it. Record everything, video, because then that is your proof. The evidence they use against you is what you give them. So, number one, don't let them in your home because they are corrupt and they will lie. They will find any little flaw and use that against you. Number two, you do not have to take a drug test. That is your civil right. Your body belongs to you, not them. It is their place to prove you are doing something wrong, not you prove to them that you're innocent. The law does not work that way, even though they try to make it that way. You're innocent until proven guilty, and that is your civil right. Because, like I said, I promise you, they will twist your words. They will say this, and that. So be prepared. If and only if a judge orders for you to take a drug test, you do not have to use theirs. Because, like I said, they will falsify the drug test. They pay those labs, they pay those companies. The best thing for you to do, if they order a hair follicle test, find a company yourself. Don't tell them, and you don't have to tell them, hey, I need to do a hair follicle for DCS. Don't tell them that. Just tell them, hey, I need to do a hair follicle to get ready for a job. It's actually not a lie because it is a job dealing with them. But anyway, pay for it yourself. And believe me, people, I know that some of us don't have money like that, just throw away. But it's better if you put it out yourself than use theirs. And the majority of the time you're having to pay for it anyway. And all you're doing is paying for them to say, hey, she or he is doing drugs when you're not. Because they pay that lab. Because they want your children. When they have your children, they get money left and right. The Families First that is supposed to go towards, and I'm not talking about AFDC, I'm talking about this is a means for DCS is supposed to be able to keep parents together with their children, to help the parents keep their children. That money never have I seen go to the parents to help keep their children. Does not. It goes in their pockets. It goes in the foster parents' pockets. And that's how most of these foster parents are driving brand new vehicles around. Because they bought your children. Point blank. But here's the thing, like I said. One, don't let them in your door. Two, don't use their facilities for drug tests. Look it up. Do it yourself. Do not talk to them without video evidence. Always record. Everybody nowadays has their phones. Video it. Make sure they know. Hey, if I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to record this. They can say, no, you cannot. I don't give my permission. But if they're on your doorstep, you do not have to have their permission. It is your property. So therefore, you have every right to video. Just like if you're at DCS on their doorstep, you still have the right to record because it is public. The public pays for their jobs. So, with that being said, that comes to my point of me investigating. If you have a story to tell, if you have something that you want me to cover, if you have something you want me to investigate, please reach out to me and let me know because I will investigate it if it's within my means. Let me put it like that. Don't try to send me to Europe or something, because I'm broke grandma raising her great kids. I can't go to Europe. But if it's something that I can do, I will do. I give you my word on that. All you have to do is reach out, and like I said, please subscribe. I hope we have fun on here. I hope we have good information on here. You know, right now I'm getting ready to go to the baseball game. My grandson's having a baseball game tonight, so that should be fun. I always have fun watching him hit his little T-ball, run to first, and then run back to home. He's learning. He'll get there. But and I wasn't trying to change the subject. It's just, I was letting I got my cap and stuff on. But anyway, I'm very, very glad that you guys joined me today. And I know it hasn't been an hour long. Um, but I've pretty much covered, the topics for today. And I hope to see you again. And I hope you subscribe. I hope that I can give you information that helps you in some kind of way, and if you're a child being bullied, if you need help, please reach out to me. I will help you. If you're in a domestic situation, please reach out. I will help you. I just helped my sister get out of a domestic relationship. Never, please never stay in that. Well, there's a will, there's a way. And if I can help you, I will. If you're close by, I will drive to get you. You just have to reach out to me and I will help. I guess that would be the end of my video for today. I am so glad you guys joined me again. I hope to see you again one day next week. I promise it won't be a couple weeks this time, but it will be next week. I'm going to try to cover at least once a week until we get more involved, into more stories and everything. That way I'm not repeating the same thing. But anyway, I hope to see you guys next week. Please subscribe. And you guys have a good day. Bye, guys.